Welcome to Intercontinental Toastmasters. Before we proceed, everyone, please turn on your cameras. Hello. Perfect, Frederica. Our today's theme is awakening. As soon as I saw that poster made by Namita, it reminded me of Wisdom 2.0. Wisdom 2.0 is a conference. That conference has two different paths merged together: technology and mindfulness. And I went there for the first time. They shared with me three definitions, or the journey of ourselves, how we need to move from one stage to another to another. As you all know, we are called as Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens means we are thinking. But in this world, just thinking is not enough. We need to go to the next stage, which is Homo conscious, where we are conscious of our actions. But soon enough, you realize that just being conscious is not enough. We need to go to the third level, Homo aware. We need to be aware of who we are, our limitations, our strengths, our emotional intelligence. And I feel that is a journey as we take. And once we take that journey, and sometimes we can reach the zenith of being awakened. So let's get our party started. Before we start, we have our guest, Kirti. Kirti, what brings you to Toastmasters?
Hi, everybody. Good evening, good morning. So I was just like a curious soul. I was just like excited to know what my boss told me like about Toastmasters. So I started Googling about it and wanted to know more about it. So I just joined few clubs and now I am here like sitting in among you all. So I'm just excited to be part of it and to know more about it.
Great to have you, Kirti. Kirti, I'll tell you a couple of secrets about this club.
Sure.
We have one lady. She wins the Oscar every time she gives a grammarian report. You will see that at the end of the meeting.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the second secret a little later on. Let's get the party started. Anne-Marie, thank you for being our grammarian. What is the word of the day for us?
Thank you, Abhijit. As we awaken that spirit within, we're going to be invigorated. Yes, what a lovely word, invigorating. Or invigorate, I will take tonight. And that really means making one feel strong, healthy, full of energy. And I can feel the energy already because you're all invigorated, correct?
Very true.
So, some brisk talking, some invigorating speech, and we're going to nail it. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. I truly agree. We are going to nail it. Today we have three speakers. Our first speaker is going to be Rishikesh. Rishikesh's pathway is motivational strategies. This is his level 5 speech, leading in a volunteer organization. The purpose of this speech is for Rishikesh to share some aspect of his experience serving as a leader in a volunteer organization. I am going to evaluate his speech based upon his content, his delivery, and impact. Rishikesh, expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Rishikesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, and every guest. Good morning, good evening. It was 2014. I was preparing for the GMAT exam. I was searching for the profile of all the successful candidates. I was searching their profiles on the Quora site. One of the successful candidates mentioned that in spite of attempting multiple attempts of GMAT, he was not successful. One of his mentor asked him to join Toastmaster as it's a good platform to improve one's communication and leadership skills. That word Toastmaster stuck in my mind. Moving fast forward to 2021, I joined one of the leading MNC. My job profile include I need to interact multiple times with my foreign clients. I was thrilled and I was excited to interact with my foreign clients. But I realized that I need to improve my communication and leadership skills drastically. So I decided to step forward and join Toastmasters. When I joined Toastmasters, I came to know about this wonderful organization. It has various opportunities to improve your communication and leadership skill. After taking various roles, after delivering various speeches, I decided to move forward and apply for the district officer role. In 2022, our past district director mentioned our current district is going to split into the 3 districts, and it is going to provide you a multiple opportunities to serve in various leadership roles. I decided to apply for the leadership role of area director. I went through the interview. I gave some of the good answers. Some of the answers I couldn't answer. But some of the questions I couldn't answer. But at the end, I realized that I gave a good attempt in giving that interview. At the end, the district director elect called me, Rishikesh, unfortunately, we cannot select you as an area director, but I have something in mind for you. I have decided to choose you as a logistic manager. Are you willing to accept this position? I was rejected. I was not happy, but I said yes, I will accept this position. Our training started in the month of July. I realized the position or the responsibility of logistic manager is much more vast than what I was expected. As an area director, I was supposed to interact with multiple clubs, inform them about DCP programs, and strive them to become a stronger and stronger. But after interact or getting this responsibility of logistic manager, I realized that I have frequent interaction with the trio. I need to decide with the awards that we need to ship to all the members of the district. I got how the budgeting happening in various offices of the district, maybe a public relationship manager, maybe the PQD office, maybe the club growth director office. I also understand that I need to play a major role in delivering these awards to each and every member of the district. One of the key aspects of Toastmaster journey is participating in contest. Each and every member is vying to hold that precious trophy. Being a logistic manager, I was responsible and I am responsible to sending this area and division contest trophies to each and every winner on time. I got to interact with multiple vendors and decided how to fix the prices of the awards and how I can choose a particular vendor which is providing a low value or which is providing an award at a low cost. It improved my confidence. Being a logistic manager, it also gave me chance to be part of the district executive council. It also helped me to understand how different roles are played by the different district officers, being maybe a public relationship manager, maybe a finance manager, maybe administration manager. It was a great learning experience. Also, I feel this journey is invigorating. Sometimes life throw you challenge. You are expecting something, but you got something which is not which is unexpected. Accept it, and you will realize you have a lot of learning. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Rishikesh, for sharing your experience as a logistics manager. Everyone, please take a minute to give feedback to Rishikesh in private chat. Timer, please give me a minute.
Time up.
Thank you so much, Ramtesh. Before we move on to our next speech, let me welcome Stephen. Stephen, great to have you.
Good to see you, Abhijit, and everybody else. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen. I need to message you. I'll message you tonight.
Yeah,
Our
let's talk after the meeting. Yeah.
Our second speaker is going to be Carol. Her evaluator is Namita. Namita, can you share the purpose of Carol's speech?
Thanks, Abhijit. The purpose of Carol's speech is to narrate her time as a member and a prodigy and how she envisions the Toastmaster mentorship role.
Thank you so much. A photography project that Carol went through with her mentor. This was a self-evaluation project, and she benefited and improved tremendously with the help and advice of her mentor. Carol sang, "A journey of vision, seeing the world through the lens." A journey of vision, seeing the world through the lens. Carol sang.
What makes a good mentor? A good mentor is someone who has certain qualities that can benefit a protege. A good mentor exuberates in experience and expertise, passion and enthusiasm, patience and empathy. He also excels in clear communication skills, and most important of all, gives sincere and constructive criticism. A good mentor inspires and guides his protege to improve and achieve his goals without being harsh and overpowering. Here is my story as a protege in my journey of vision, looking through the lens of my camera. I am a member of the Photographic Society of America for many years. On my third year, I was assigned a mentor to guide me. His name was Larry Fredwell from Florida. It was an invaluable and invigorating experience for me. Larry is a professional photographer and also member of my photography club. For 35 years, he has been capturing photos about landscape, nature, wildlife. He shared his images and knowledge through lectures and exhibitions throughout America. He served as a jury member in numerous photographic exhibitions. As a prodigy, I was fortunate enough to learn from him the art of photography and see the world through the lens of my camera. I live in Singapore and Malaysia, and we contact online. As a mentor, Larry shared his experience and expertise and enthusiasm. He had the patience and empathy to guide me through the learning journey. He had clear communication skills to effectively convey his knowledge. Larry provided constructive criticism and was sincere, but was rather strict with his concepts and principles. Sometimes makes me mad. Above all, he was committed to helping me grow and develop my skills as a photographer. Throughout my mentorship, which lasted 6 months, I sent 2 images to him every fortnightly and described my thinking process and self-evaluation with a long list of questionnaires provided by him. After that, he would send his notes and feedbacks to me, his ideas, and how to improve and use natural light to my advantage. I was able to understand how artificial lighting can create different moods and effects in my images. I learned the importance of light in photography. Well, photography is about light. Without light, there's no photography. Photo in Greek means light, and graphy means to draw. So photography means drawing with lights. He emphasized on capturing emotions and feelings in each image. He encouraged me to think about the message I wanted to convey and how I could use different elements and moods, such as color, composition, to communicate that message. In portraits, I learned how to capture the emotions and feelings of my subject. Larry showed me how to make my subjects feel comfortable. For example, at a studio or outside, I would talk to my subject, that means my model first, make him or her comfortable. And for myself, he suggested me on how to use body language and facial expressions to convey different emotions and feelings in front of the camera. For example, is I want to make it intriguing. I will look this way. And I want to look beautiful and sexy. I will do this. And all these are body languages that when we take photo, we get used to it. He helped me to develop my own style and to push myself creatively. He helped me to develop unique style and vision while emphasizing the importance of capturing the moment in time, telling a story, and expressing myself through my images. He challenged me to evaluate my own images critically and honestly. Through my mentorship with Larry, I learned that photography is more than just capturing images. It's about putting my own stamp on my work and creating something that's uniquely mine. I'm grateful to the time I spent with Larry. I will always remember the invaluable experience of being his protege. As Ansel Adams, a great photographer in the 1900s, once said, You don't take photographs, you make it. A little bit about Ansel Adams. He's a great photographer that most of us looked into it as history. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you for sharing your experience being a protege as you went into your journey becoming a successful photographer. Everyone, please take a minute to give feedback to Carol in private chat. Timer, please give me a minute.
Okay.
Thank you, Pramathesh. Our next speaker is going to be Abhijit. His evaluator is going to be Rishikesh. Rishikesh, can you share the purpose of Abhijit's speech?
Yes. Our third speaker of today's meeting is Abhijit. The purpose of his speech is the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Abhijit, words that mattered, Abhijit.
It was July 19th, 2005. I had just been rejected. I had a job interview and I thought I was going to nail it. But that day, I had received a rejection. And from that time onwards, I started having a big pity party. That pity party lasted for 3 days. Even I had fever. Not only that, the thoughts in my head is what is the purpose of living? But at that moment, there's also one question happening in my head. Are you a horse of a long race? Are you a horse of a long race? It took me back a few years. I had just received my grades for my 12th standard. My mom had told me that I have really good stars. So I'm going to get good grades. Because of that, I did not study. And now I was bummed when I saw that it's going to be difficult for me to get admission into a good engineering college. That day, my aunt came to my home and she asked me this question. Abhi, are you a horse of a wrong race? What? Abhi, are you a horse of long race? At that moment, I didn't understand anything. I asked my aunt, Aunt, can you explain it? And she started narrating her the story. My aunt had a younger sister who was smarter than her. When my aunt's younger sister graduated, she had very good grades and immediately got a job. But when my aunt graduated, her grades were very poor. She had to work very hard to get her first job. But that did not stop her. She kept on working on herself, even got a PhD, and finally became the director. She kept on working on herself continuously, which took her to a very high level, high post. And that day she explained to me, it's only happened because she did not give up when she failed. She knew that she is a horse of a long run. She's going to keep on trying and trying and trying. That day, I decided I'm going to take my aunt's advice. I took admission to a place which was away from my hometown. I studied really hard. I remember I studied the whole night from 8:30 p.m. till 5 a.m. When I got my grades, I had topped my college. And that helped me to get a transfer to one of the good colleges in my city. And now, when I was feeling bummed because I was rejected in a job interview, I started replaying that tape. I'm a horse of a long run. I'm a horse of a long run. I'm a horse of a long run. I picked myself up and started applying for jobs. Slowly and steadily, I became better and better at interviewing. And finally, in the month of November, I got an offer. I always keep on reminding myself that I am a horse of a long run. What about you? Are you a horse of a long run? Everyone, please take a minute to give feedback. Timer, please give me a minute. Thank you so much, Pramatesh. Now we are going to move on to the most exciting part of our meeting, impromptu speaking or table topics. Let me call upon our table topics master, Pramathesh. It's all you, sir.
Thank you, Abhijit. Today, the theme of the meeting is awakening. And I will try to make you aware of the surroundings. There is a concept called mindfulness. And what mindfulness is that whatever we do, whether it is eating or taking part in this Toastmasters meeting, if we focus on what we are doing properly, we tend to absorb things in a better way, and everything that we reflect on comes out in a better way. I will give you small prompts, one word prompts, and you have to speak based on that prompt for at least 1 minute and up to 2 minutes. You have the time to 2 minutes. I encourage you to use the word of the day, that is invigorating, in your speech. So, who is going to be my first volunteer? Anyone? Mukul, would you like to go as the first speaker? Mukul? We are not able to hear you. Hello? Okay, let's move on to Anne-Marie. Would you like to go for the first topic?
No, not really, but I don't have a choice, do I?
Am I audible now?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have Mukul go for the first topic.
Okay.
Am I doing it or not?
Yeah. First, we'll go with Mukul. Then we'll go. Okay. The word for you is humility. The word is humility, and you have to narrate one small incident in last 1 week that reminds you of humility. The word is humility.
Mm. Humility actually relates me with something like where I have made some mistake and I've been humiliated for that. And I don't remember an incident in last 1 week, but something I could tell you going back maybe a month back when I was there in my office and I could see on the floor, I could see there is an operations team and people over there work hard throughout the day, and I could see the bosses humiliating their employees in a different way in terms of pointing out the mistakes, pointing out deficiencies in their work, and things were happening on that floor. I went across to that line manager and told him, why you want to humiliate your own team members in front of others when they are doing their job? There could be mistakes as a human being, but that is not the way which you need to handle your team in this way. We had a discussion because being a senior colleague over there, I could influence him, I could take him around and I could explain him this will actually not build a good team for him, but this will actually spoil things for him going forward as a line manager, as a leader. He also understood it that way, but I think he should improve on that thing going forward as a personality for him. That is what I thought. This should not happen as a humiliating incident, even in the organizations and all. Over to you, Prathamesh.
Thank you, Mukul. And Mary, would you like to go for the second prompt?
You had to get me in. All right. I'm gonna play the
Yes,
game.
I have to do. The prompt for you is power. Power. Tell me one incident that reminds you of power.
Tell me one incident that reminds me of power. I am a powerful lady, so I remind myself of power. It's not always the case that I am powerful. It's a case of mind over matter. This week, have I had a powerful moment? I've had a powerful moment in terms of victories, very small victories. I had £900 taken out of my bank account by a fraudster this week. The money just disappeared because somebody had my credit card. I had lost my spending power, and that really worried me. I was not myself for the whole week. But power is about faith, it's about believing, and I had to fight with my bank to get that money back. But my words, my Toastmasters experience, and my gift of the gab won the day. And I got the money refunded yesterday. £900 richer. So that's my experience of being a powerful lady. And it's about awakening that confidence, that invigorating self, and believing. Over to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, and you are a powerful and you exude power in every meeting, and you are an inspiration for us. Thank you. Kirti Chawla, would you like to go for the next topic?
Sure, I can give it a try.
What does love mean to you, Kirti? Kirti, what does love mean to you?
Okay, so love means life. And without love, there's nothing in this whole universe, basically. This whole universe is based on the single word called love. Like I am here because love is like everything, right? And love defines us. Love defines human. Without love, we can't be humans. We'll be just immortals or like just zombies, right? Like maybe killing each other. Love defines kindness. Love defines gratefulness in ourselves. Like, okay, the giving, the art of giving is also a love, and art of sharing. Everything, every little act of kindness is out of love. And we are here in this universe to make this place more kind and like more beautiful with giving the love we have in our souls. So I mean, love to me is everything, like from family to universe, it's everything. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a beautiful thing. Frederica, would you like to go for the next? Frederica, would you like to go to the next topic?
Let's go.
Yeah. The prompt for you is inner voice.
Inner voice. Thank you for this question. Sometimes we fall into trouble just because we do not listen to that sweet inner voice. What is that inner voice you're talking about? That inner voice is something that directs us. We're making a decision and something tells us to go for it. You say that's a sixth sense sometimes, or not to go for it. And most times when we do not listen to ourselves, I call that listening to myself, we end up making wrong choices. My advice on that inner voice, whenever you get to a stage where you are questioning whatever goal you want to achieve or whatever action you want to take, it's all about listening to that sweet inner voice. That prompt that says stop, that prompt that says go, or that prompt that says wait. And most times it's only after we do not succeed when we go on our own that remember that sweet little inner voice. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you. That was a wonderful piece of advice as well. Stephen, would you like to go for the next topic?
Sure.
What of wisdom that you received some point of your life that changed your life? What word of wisdom that someone gave it to you that changed your life?
Word of wisdom. To me, I think the word of wisdom is patience. It was about 2 years ago. In December 2021, I lost my job at Facebook. It was a hard time. I was struggling because it's only a short period of time. I had a lot of self-doubt, maybe something wrong with me. But then I was, looking on the internet and to find my inner peace or inner self. I found the word patience. I think patience will pay off because sometimes maybe you fall, your face on the floor. But if you are patient enough, you wait, another opportunity will come. So I worked hard and I started to look for my connections in my professional setting. You know what? I had a friend who worked for Amazon. He introduced me to say, hey, Stephen, why don't you try to work for Amazon? I said, why not? I mean, I failed Facebook. Does not mean I will fail Amazon, right? So the opportunity came. Of course, I was also lucky enough and passed all the interviews. And I was hired by Amazon like early last year. So the word of wisdom to me is sometimes you just need to be patient. You wait. The opportunity will come. Just be patient. And yeah, so that's my story. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Yes, indeed, patience is something we all need to have, and just be ready for grabbing the opportunity. Thank you. I have two more prompts. Marutesh, would you like to go?
Yes.
Marutesh?
Yeah.
What does spirituality mean to you? What does spirituality mean to you, Marutesh?
Yeah, thank you, Tabletop Master Padmatesh. Yeah, spirituality is going in a right way, judging between good and bad, avoiding the mistakes and take a right decision. These are some of the things which means spirituality for me. There is one quote: "What goes around will come around. What we will do, we will face the challenges in our life. If you do good things one or other days, definitely in future you will get that fruit in good things in futures. What if you do bad things in your life? Definitely one or other day you will feel bad thing, bad thing in your life. Even I also used to, when I was studying, I used to honorably work in a school. And I am honorably, I used to, my hobby is to do yoga, and I used to, for my early morning, I used to go do yoga and teach some of the students yoga freely, and I used to come back. And after teaching, I got a good network of all type of students, elders, like that. Whatever we work, definitely that will come back in our future. But we waste the time. We spend time with bad company. Really, that will not go in a good. This all we learn when we are follow the spirituality. Thank you. Back to tabletop master.
Thank you, Marutesh. Namita, would you like to go for the next prompt?
I'm good. Okay.
How do you get confidence? How do you get confidence?
Thank you, Pramatesh, for that topic. Confidence is something you have to work on yourself. I was the most underconfident kid I know in my class while I was learning and studying. But as and when you experience new things, you face challenges, you get over them, you achieve some small goals or big goals, you feel happy about it. You feel happy that you are able to do that. And that helps build confidence a lot. And of course, practice. For example, for Carol's upcoming evaluation, I've been practicing and practicing and practicing. Earlier, I thought, oh, I'm missing every point. Whatever I noted down in my notes, I'm forgetting everything. And I practice at least 5 to 6 times now. And I'm confident enough that I will be able to speak. I won't freeze while giving the evaluation, you know. So I would say that it's something you learn by yourself, you build by yourself, and you start to be happy with yourself. And that's when you know, develop your confidence. So thank you for the topic. Over to you.
Thank you. That the key word take away from me is that you have to be happy about yourself, and confidence develop by itself. Do I have more time?
For one more.
Abhijit, would you like to take
Sure.
one last topic?
Sure.
What does karma mean to you?
I am karma fearing. What does that mean? Is I firmly believe that if I do good karma, good things will come back to me. And if I do something bad, it's going to come back to me. So I had this belief since very young. And I learned the hard way. So from that time onwards, I made a pact with myself that as long as I'm alive on this face of the earth, I'll do my best to do the best karmas that I think can serve myself, can serve others. It was a lot of work on myself because sometimes I have to let things go. As a human being, it took me some time to learn or understand how to let go of things. That was a difficult lesson. But through my friends, through nonviolent communication, it helped me to have that let go experience. And because of that, I can just do the best karma I can that can serve people.
Thank you. It's a beautiful message. And in Toastmasters also, we learn to do that. Uh, only we try to be better ourselves. We try to be better versions of ourselves. That is karma only. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Pramatesh. Thank you for those invigorating topics. All those words made me think. Now, we'll move on to the section of the Toastmasters which we all value. Please help me welcome Frederica Alexander Durant, our general evaluator. Frederica, it's all you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a pleasure being your general evaluator. And I will now call on the evaluator for my first speaker. Toastmaster Abhijit, is that you?
That's right. Rishikesh, your speech reminded me of one of the biggest mistakes I've done in my district year as a program quality director. I did not have a logistics manager. There are so many good things about your speech. Here are a few of them. I really enjoyed your opening story about GMAT. That story helped me understand how you got introduced to Toastmasters. The second thing I really enjoyed was the description of the various activities you did as a logistics manager. Because in my mind, the logistics manager was only responsible for the venues. But when you told me that, oh, he's also responsible for the trophies, that gave me a better understanding. And as you were going through these two stories, it also showed me the amount of practice you had done for your speech. Here are a few things you could do to make your speech more effective. The first thing, I always tell speakers, watch your first line. Your first line is the most important thing. So if you're doing greetings, bring them at a later part. So open your statement in such a way that you grab the audience attention immediately. The second thing, when you started your speech, your gestures were all mirrored. You were using both hands. My mentor encourages me to use one hand because then you have more control, and the mirroring is something is not advisable. One thing I felt was your speech end was very abrupt. I wish you could have a very strong call to action. The best part of your speech was your message. Your message to accept those positions. I feel when we accept the positions that come our way, sometimes it gives us a new path which we would have never dreamed of. To summarize, to make your speech more effective, Avoid salutations in the starting, to use your first line with greater emphasis. Avoid mirroring of gestures. And if you can have a call to action, that will make your speech more effective. Things you did effectively, where your stories about GMAT, your stories about your explanation of the role of logistics manager. And I felt your preparation showed. The best thing was your message. And one thing I promise to you is in the next year, I will make sure that I have a logistics manager. Back to you, Frederica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit. Great feedback. I will now call my second evaluator, Toastmaster Namita, for the evaluation of Toastmaster Carol's speech.
Thank you, Frederica. Carol, I liked your speech a lot because it portrayed how it is to work with a mentor, how to trust someone enough to learn from them, to make mistakes and grow from there. You used your storytelling skills to transport us to the time when you were a learner, when you were a prodigy, how it was to work with someone and learn from them, and use it in real life. You gave us details of what your mentor taught you, what skills helped you, how he helped you develop your own style, and how you used it at your work, how it helped you click great photographs, how it helped you work with models who are fairly new to you, make them comfortable enough to be themselves in the photograph. What I liked about your speech is you achieved the objectives of your speech perfectly. You completed all the goals of this project. I have only one feedback here, which is you gave a rosy picture of all this, how it was to learn, how you used the skills, what lighting, what colors helped you click good photographs. But if you could have narrated one incident or an example which felt like you will never overcome that issue, you never move forward from here, what to do? You are in a panic. Your mind is blanking. You have no idea how to overcome this particular problem and how you used the teachings from your mentor and actually overcame it. That would have made your speech perfect. So to summarize, your speech is excellent. You achieve the objectives of your speech, but if you can include this one feedback, your speech might be perfect in future. So thank you for this opportunity to be your evaluator. And I hope this feedback helps you in your future speeches. So over to you, Frederica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Namita. With your words of recommendation to Toastmaster Carol, good job. We will now have our third evaluator, Rishikesh, for Toastmasters Abhijit's speech.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Are you ready to listen? Are you ready to listen? Are you ready to listen? Thank you, Abhijit. Your speak or your opening keep our attention grabbed. You started your speech by mentioning the incident of 19 July 2005. How you was dejected due to that rejection in that job interview. Your facial expression, your pain on your face was evident, visible to all of us. The good point in your speech was that you mentioned how that dialogue with you and your aunt kept you motivated, and you took that message very seriously, and you studied hard, and you topped your university exams as well. You also mentioned you determined to become a horse of long race moving forward. The good part also was the facial expression or the various delivery aspects in your speech. Now, I would like to give few recommendations on some of the aspect of your speech. When you were mentioning the dialogue between your aunt and you, maybe you can have a little bit different voice modulation of your aunt speech and your speech. Second point, you mentioned about that rejection thought invoke a thought process you whether you have found the purpose of your living. So whether when you decided to become a horse of long race, have you found the purpose of living or not? Third part is about you tend to give lot of educational session and you tend to have alignment toward left side of your screen. Maybe you can have an alignment at the center once your dialogue part is done. So overall, I would like to conclude by saying that you have great voice modulation, great facial expression, great message to all the members to that have you found are you a horse of long race? Just take this feedback about more dialogue, more alignment towards center, and I would like to say about have you found your purpose of living by accepting this message. Incorporate these messages in your further speeches and it will do the wonders. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Rishikesh, thanks for that invigorating evaluation. I am sure Toastmaster Abhijit has learned a great deal from that and will add it to his next speech. We will now move on and have our report now from our accountant, Toastmaster Merkel.
Okay, I tried finding out again, deeply listening to everybody, but I have only few guys who have actually breached the norms. So one, I'll start with speakers. I could not see anybody. Then in the Toastmaster, Prathamesh has used repetitive words and filler words like a, 2-3 times. I used 2 times. Anne Marie, I could not see. Kirti, I saw, I could hear using one filler word a and like repetitively once. Then Marutesh, I could see and some repetitive words a. Namita, some filler words, and all kind of things were used. Again, Rishikesh, whether I should use that I should capture you as a repetitive for that, using that sentence thrice to pull the attention, but it is again a repetition of the sentences. So that's all from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Merkel, for your detailed report. We will now move on to our grammarian, Toastmaster Anne-Marie.
Thank you so much, Madam GE. And it was really invigorating tonight to hear some very strong, clear pacing. In particular, Abhijit and Carol, that extra pauses did the trick for me to be able to grab onto every single word. Well done. Loved it. I want to congratulate the grammarian tonight for a wonderful word of the day that caught everybody out. Well done, grammarian. There were 4 people: Carol, Pramatesh, Abhijit, and Frederica. 5 people, I think, who nailed it with the word of the day. That's not enough people. Everybody can get the word of the day in because you are Toastmasters. You're advanced. I got really excited by visually descriptive languages. And Abhijit, you are my metaphor master this week. Are you a horse of a long race and you had a pity party? You were burnt out? Fantastic use of imagery. Carol, you also put your stamp on it and you were on a journey of vision. Well done. Also some powerful vocabulary, very sophisticated use of the English language. Carol again, empathy, prodigy. Naminta, you narrated. Ricky, you idolized. Abhijit, you had Homo sapien, Homo, words I couldn't even pronounce. So I'm going to have to look those words up. Well done. Quotes, always remember to spice up your delivery. And you did it tonight with your titles. All three speakers had imagery in their titles. Wonderful way to start a presentation. And Mr. Table Topics, you had some lovely words, karma, power, words of wisdom. There were opportunities to nail the word endings. When you are questioning, Frederica, listening. So just go careful on the word endings because it's very harsh on the ears. Pronunciation doesn't matter about your language. Accents doesn't matter. You need to open your mouth. The English, why do they speak slowly? Because they have vowels. You need to wrap yourself around the vowels. Pause, stop, think. Consonants were a meltdown tonight. I heard comfortable for comfortable. I heard taught, Naminta for thought, TH. We had the willing for willing, the vent for went, the ven for when, the them for them. Consonants, starting a sentence. And remembered care of the jargon. I heard what my boss told me like. It reminded me of my teenager. Curti, you'll begin to learn that we pick up on these things. Keep the grammar. You kept me happy tonight. Nothing much on grammar apart from when you use a and an. Remember, Carol, when we take photo, when we take a photo. Steve, maybe something wrong with me, when maybe something is wrong with me. So remember those little pronouns. And incomplete sentences. Moko, where I made some mistake. What's missing? Where I made some mistake, I could explain him. So there's always something that you need to put in there to complete the sentence. And Ricky, little bit voice modulation. So I couldn't get the complete picture. Overall, though, this meeting, high standard, congratulations, everybody. Pronunciation, slow down and express yourself. Well done. Over to you, Madam GE.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. As always, the Grammar Police, thanks for your words of advice. We will apply it as we go along. I will now call on my timer, Rautesh.
Thank you, Madam G. In our prepared speech, Rishikesh spoke not to 5 minutes. Carol spoke for 7 minutes, 1 second. Abhijit spoke for 6 minutes, 50 seconds. And for the table topics, everyone was within the time limit. For evaluation, was the first? Yeah, I think it was Abhijit who spoke. Yeah, Abhijit spoke for 3 minutes, 2 seconds. Namita spoke for 2 minutes, 15 seconds. She could have spoken more and elaborated more on her feedback. Rishikesh took 2 minutes, 47 seconds. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Mr. Timer, for a job well done. I will now run into my general comments as general evaluator. Thanks to Master Abhijit again for setting the agenda in order before the meeting started. So definitely we started on time as always. As Toastmaster of the day, I love the way you really deliberated on the theme, awakening, and reminding us that we are Homo sapiens, then we have to be Homo conscious and Homo aware. So I was ready for the questions to follow. Thanks to the invigorating speakers. Speaker number one, we all had lessons to learn through all three speeches. Speaker number one left me with some. Speaker number one told us, yes, Logistic manager, I used to hear that all the time. So now I know, Rishikesh, what that is all about. So I really love the explanation you gave, and I know if they ask me to be a logistic manager, what it involves. In terms of our second speaker, I love when she said photography is drawing with light. So I will bear that in mind. Again, she had a quote from Adam saying, you don't take photographs, you make it. So we learned that, and Toastmaster Abhijit, not sure where you got this one, but I will remember I will have to be a horse of a long race. So thanks again for these great speeches. When it comes to the evaluations, I can say they were very motivating evaluations with great recommendations. Thanks to my evaluators. My table topics master, Pramatesh, your questions were in line with the theme. I'm not sure if you were quite aware of that. Your questions were simple but thought-provoking, and it created that mindfulness that you wanted to. Humility, power, inner voice, words of wisdom, spirituality, confidence, you chose it. And I think you nailed the table topics. So this was very good. To my tag team, my timer, accounts, and grammarian, great job. In terms of timing, we are still right on time. We have a few minutes left. So we did a great job. Great meeting. I love the energy. Keep it up. Back to you, Mr. Tibble, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Frederica. Kirti, how was your experience today?
Oh, it was a really beautiful experience. I really enjoyed, and the part like currently I'm reading The Alchemist, and the theme totally aligned with it, the awakening. So yeah, it was like, oh, okay, the universe is sending me signs, definitely. So yeah, I really enjoyed everything. But yeah, I'm off the speaking part. So yeah, I was like, okay, they got me on the spot. But yeah, it was really fun to be back talking again. Yeah.
Great to have you, Kirti. If you have any questions, you can ask us. Stephen, how was your experience, sir?
Yeah, it's always educational and inspirational. So yeah, this always come back. Yeah. Thank you, Abhijit.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Our next meeting is going to be next week at 7:30 p.m. And now I'll give it back to our Madam President.
Thank you, Abhijit. I really love this meeting. Everybody is so responsive. Things are going smoothly. And I love Anne Mary's grammarian report. We always learn a lot from her on our mistakes, the pronunciations, and what words are good and what shouldn't be said, and what are the fillers that we have to put in, like consonants, the vowels. Yes, we learn a lot. Thank you so much, everyone. And I can find that everyone has put in their efforts to make this meeting possible and lively. Thank you so much. Abhijit, do we have any announcements?
We have a workshop coming up on May 12th. It's going to be by Lindy McLean. Emote your expressiveness. Lindy McLean is a third place winner of the World Championship of Public Speaking in 2020. So there is a lot we can learn from her. So take this opportunity, watch that workshop, take notes and ask her. So May 12th, emote your expressiveness.
Thank you so much, Abhijit. Lindy is our member. Tonight she's not here, but when she is here, when she speaks, we pay 100% attention. We learn, especially myself. I speak for myself because I used to speak just static, not moving at all, no expressions. But looking at her, I know this is Toastmaster. We learn. We make mistakes and we learn, practice. I hope everyone is doing the same thing. We learn, practice, makes mistakes, doesn't matter. I hope our guest, Kirti, can join us as a member. Would you like to join us?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. If there's nothing more to speak about, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you so much, Carol.
Thank you,
Ivan,
everyone.
Yeah. Ivan, how was your experience? Kirti, wait, yeah, if you have any questions. Ivan, how was your experience?
Every time I came to this club meeting, I always learn something new, and I very touched by everyone, very excellent, very talented, expressive, uh, how to how to say their feeling and their thought. I very appreciate their talent skill. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Namita, when do you want to give a speech, Namita?
So yeah, I have to prepare for my upcoming project, which is a PPT presentation at my yoga class. So I was thinking of giving a speech next week.
Sure. Next week, okay. I can try to see if
I'm still working on it though, yeah. I have 2 weeks of time to prepare for it.
Yeah, make sure you use stories, okay? Anne-Marie, when do you want to give a speech?
I have to do reflection on path.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's
In 2 weeks?
yeah. I like the negotiation tactics. Well done.
Frederica, when do you want to give a speech?
When you put me in a slot.
Okay. I can put you. Okay, I'll let you know when I feel. I'll find the first available slot.
Abhijit, I will try to finish level 2.
Okay.
I think I have finished or something. Let me check.
Sure.
Because we need level 2, level 3 for our success plan and the goals.
Perfect. Sounds good. Sounds good. Mukul, when do you want to give a speech?
Next week I am not there, so next to next week I can.
Okay. Perfect.
I'll say good night.
Next week.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll stop it.